Who built and inhabited Stone Tower Temple? What if I told you that there are still 2 people in Termina who know who built it? What if I told you that it was the same people who gave Majora sentience? I believe I'll have you utterly convinced of this theory by the end of the video, so please, stick around. Let's begin with some housekeeping. The Stone Tower Temple is a massive structure in the Kingdom of Ikana, by far the largest structure in Majora's Mask. It contains the 4th and final dungeon that Link must venture through, whose boss, Twin Mold, Link must ultimately defeat to receive Twin Mold's remains and gather the 4th and final giant to take care of Skull Kid on the Clock Tower. We know that the Stone Tower Temple is not of Ikanan make, as Egos to Ikana, the undead king of Ikana Kingdom, tells Link that Stone Tower is an impenetrable stronghold. Hundreds of soldiers from my kingdom would not even be able to topple it. It is far too reckless for one to take on such a challenge. This sounds an awful lot like Egos to Ikana had already tried to topple it and, well, failed miserably, which I believe he had. There's a very ambiguous piece of lore that has stumped Zelda historians for decades called the Great War of Ikana. Nobody knows what the war was about or who it was between. All we know for certain is that it happened in Ikana, and the Ikana royal family was on one side of it, fighting against a neighboring tribe to Ikana. We know this because Skull Kita, the undead commander of Ikana's army, tells Link, "Since being shamed by loss in a battle within my kingdom, I have waited here for one to come and awaken my soul, and convey my words to my men who, even in death, remain loyal to me. Tell them, the war has ended." Well, I would like to propose that they actually fought against the inhabitants of Stone Tower Temple in that war. Egos to Ikana knows just how fortified that place is. He knows that it's basically indestructible. He knows that Link won't have an easy time in there, just as his tribe didn't have an easy time during the Great War of Ikana. But what was the Great War of Ikana about? What began the war? That's a theory for another video, because it's certainly a juicy enough question to come back to, but I will say I've got that figured out as well. For now though, let's move on to who this warring neighboring tribe to the Ikanans could have been. At the start of the game, the unsettling Happy Mask salesman gives Link the scoop on the origins of Majora's Mask. He says it is an accursed item from legend that is said to have been used by an ancient tribe in its hexing rituals. The troubles caused by Majora's Mask were so great, the ancient ones, fearing such a catastrophe, sealed the mask in shadow forever, preventing its misuse. But now, that tribe from the legend has vanished, so no one really knows the true nature of the mask's power. Did you notice how the Happy Mask salesman also mentions a mysterious ancient tribe? The ancient ones who created Majora's Mask, but then sealed it away forever once they realized its terrifying power. So, we have 2 and only 2 mentions of mysterious ancient tribes in Majora's Mask. We have the tribe that won the Great War of Ikana, and the one that created Majora's Mask and used it in their rituals. I mean, this alone should be enough to connect the 2 as being the same tribe, shouldn't it? But since I know you're craving more evidence, I'll give it to you. We know that Majora's tribe performed hexing rituals, and we also know that the undead Ikanans were cast under a spell, since Egos to Ikana tells Link, "The spell binding that had been cast upon us was broken by that light which you carry." So we have hexing rituals, and we have a spell being cast. Wait, what was the definition of hex again? Ah, that's right.
To cast a spell!
Not only did the tribe from Stone Tower Temple defeat the Ikanans in war, but they were also prolific users of spells and magic. Keep in mind that this curse, or spell, was only unleashed upon Ikana after the door to Stone Tower Temple was opened, further proving the connection between Majora, the tribe of Stone Tower Temple, and the curse upon Ikana. And if this isn't enough to convince you that Majora originated from Stone Tower Temple, I've saved a massive piece of evidence for this very moment. There are symbols of Majora found everywhere in Stone Tower Temple, so many in fact, that I'm sure I even missed a few. Not to mention that there are depictions of faces everywhere as well. So it's virtually a guarantee that the tribe who lived in Stone Tower Temple were the same ones who created Majora's Mask, gave it sentience during their rituals, and also beat the Ikanans and sealed a spell inside Stone Tower Temple that would prevent anyone from trying to get to Majora's Mask. If you think all this is crazy, you ain't heard nothing yet. Okay, so we've given this mysterious ancient tribe some concrete characteristics now. We know that they're master spellcasters and architects, they originate from the desert, and they're mysterious and have all but vanished. Now, who can we think of that fits all of these characteristics? And I'll give you a few seconds to see if you can come up with the answer. I don't know about you guys, but when I think of mysterious, spell-casting desert dwellers, my mind jumps immediately to the two Gerudo witches, Koume and Kotake. We saw their powerful use of black magic in Ocarina of Time when they sealed Nabooru in an iron knuckle, and they lived inside of the Desert Colossus, which just so happens to be an incredible architectural feat, the largest in Ocarina of Time, just as Stone Tower Temple is in Majora's Mask. They were also the surrogate mothers of Ganondorf, the main villain in Ocarina of Time, so could it be that Koume and Kotake were essentially the surrogate mothers to Majora? I think so. And you know what else I think? That since they're confirmed to be over 400 years old, which is way longer than the usual Gerudo lifespan, these witches were at one time detached from the Gerudo as their own separate tribe, acting as the precursor to the Gerudo tribe. This is not far-fetched either, because we know that the Gerudo were essentially a breakaway civilization of a separate mysterious tribe of desert-dwelling women in Ocarina of Time, that tribe being composed of masons that had constructed the Desert Colossus and Spirit Temple. So I am proposing that this tribe of desert-dwelling female masons was composed of spell-casting witches like Koume and Kotake. As a matter of fact, Koume and Kotake could very well have been a part of this tribe when it was still around, before the Gerudo broke away and formed their own tribe. This probably sounds convoluted, but trust me, there's a lot more evidence to share in support of this theory. So, I always thought that Kotake's reaction to Link telling her that Koume had been ambushed by Skull Kid was interesting, to say the least. Here's how that conversation went down. What's that? The Skull Kid got to Koume? That's ridiculous. If it's just the Skull Kid, what harm could he possibly do? Oh, well, if that's true, then take this potion to her. This isn't good. Quick, take that potion to her. Did you notice when she began to actually worry? As soon as she heard that Majora's Mask was involved, she reacted in a highly shocked manner, now understanding the gravity of the situation. Here's the thing, your average Terminian doesn't know jack about Majora's Mask. If you were to go up to a Goron and be like, hey, Skull Kid is now wielding the power of Majora's Mask, he'd be like, Majora's Mask? Huh? What's that? Is that like a new CPAP machine or something? Where can I get one? No. Kotake knew. She knew its power. She knew of that accursed item her people had once brought into the world, and she reacted appropriately. Also, let's not gloss over the fact that Kotake knew the exact potion that would heal Koume of Majora's evil power. Both of these things work in favor of my theory that there was a band of Gerudo witches that built Stone Tower Temple and created Majora's Mask. Now for the most shocking and convincing piece of evidence of this entire video. There are literal Gerudo symbols inside of Stone Tower Temple. Gerudo women, like Nabooru who we saw in Ocarina of Time, wear a gemstone that is way too similar to the red emblem used to flip Stone Tower Temple to shrug off. And let's not forget Ganondorf actually wearing the exact same jewel. These red emblems can also be found in artwork and on enemies. I doubt this is coincidence. I must also point out how the witch's eyeballs look strikingly similar to the eyeballs on Majora's Mask, and that the boss of the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time was named Twin Rova, and that the boss of Stone Tower Temple is named Twin Mold. Finally, the ability of Stone Tower Temple to flip upside down would represent the duality of Koume and Kotake's ice and fire abilities, something that must have been common characteristics amongst that tribe of witches. All of this in favor of my theory. That just about wraps things up. Hope you enjoyed the theory and let me know what you think of it. Do you think it's plausible that a tribe of female witches built Stone Tower Temple, created Majora, probably on accident, defeated the kingdom of Ikana in a power struggle, and soon after sealed a spell in their temple that would prevent anyone from trying to get to Majora's Mask? I'd certainly love to hear your opinions and your takes on this theory. I thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more, my Hylians.